Three, two, one. Welcome everybody to the JG Sport Network podcast. Today we are doing the Dallas Cowboys versus the Green Bay Packers. Today, today we're gonna have to deal with seeing Tony Pollard, uh, Jaden Reed. I don't know who. I don't know. There's a lot of people that are um, that I think that have a chance to win this game. Mostly people really think right now the Packers do have a chance. For me, it's all Cowboys. I mean, I could be being biased because I am a diehard Cowboys fan, but I will give it to the Packers. They have a chance, but today I feel like Dallas has it done. Ren, what do you think about this game? Since the Packers don't have Green and Aaron Rodgers anymore, how's this game going to go for them against Dallas?
It depends. It depends how good they start with the plays and how good the offense and the defense could be on each team. So I can't just say one team is going to be better than the other. One has more experience than the other, but it's the thing. It depends on who's on the team, who's going to be the one that knows how to make sure that none of them can get a touchdown, to know
Yeah.
the plans of the defense and the offense. But other than that, it's going to be great either way.
And since Cowboys have home field advantage, since they got the second seed, since they got 2 or 3 home games, does that help them any, especially since they're undefeated at home?
Sometimes it depends because not a lot of times if you're in your home and then you start finding out that you're not able to even get as much wins like right now. For the Cowboys, they got already an undefeated streak going on when they're in their home, but it's different.
Yeah. I mean, their record right now is 11 and I think 11-6. I think it might be 11-5, but right now they're undefeated at home, an 8-0 record, and they have a record at on the road, which is almost about equal win and loss record going on. I think it's like 6-6. I think maybe 6-5. They have more losses on the road than they have victories on the road, but they have undefeated streak at home, which is perfectly good for any other team. Only thing that's different about this game is the Packers.
Yeah, but on other points, it depends on who's going to make it even more.
You're right. I mean, the Packers, they have a lot to lose today. I mean, this is for a chance at the Super Bowl, a chance to move on to the semifinals. The Packers have a lot to lose. To me, their quarterback
But
has to be on all gears.
not. But sometimes you got, even if you have some things that you're going to lose in that point, that doesn't mean you're not going to be able to pick yourself up still.
Exactly. I mean, I'm gonna say this. I'll give it to the Packers. They've came back with a team that nobody thought was going to do good this season. They started losing early this season, started picking it up late in the regular season to the playoffs, and here they are in the wild card. And with them being facing the Dallas Cowboys, who were the second seed in the NFC East, and they go from NFC East champions to now the second seed to the wild card, and they don't have to worry about the Eagles, they don't have to worry about the 49ers. They just got to worry about the Packers today and either the Rams and Lions next week.
Exactly.
Dallas is on the sidelines and the Packers are on the sideline. This game's about to get going. And it seems like Dallas has chosen to kick the football. Or do you have a way to watch the game, Ren?
Now, I'm just focused on the other stuff right now.
Okay, then I can tell you what's going on. Right now, I'm going to say this. I know the Dallas Cowboys have a great offense, good defense. They're missing a few key players on defense, like Leighton Vander Esch, who was injured in the middle of the season due to a very serious neck injury that possibly ended his career. Then you got Trayvon Diggs, who was good in the beginning of the season, who had an ACL injury, who won't be back till next season. And then Zach Martin, the offensive lineman, he got injured for some reason. I forgot what he got injured for. But he's not in this game either, I don't think. But they did say he was feeling a lot better.
But it mostly depends on what's going to happen either way. If someone's going to actually push forward or not.
Yeah.
So if
So
it's
these,
not pushed, then there's no point.
yeah, and I'm going to tell you this right now. These two games for the Dallas Cowboys is their ticket to the NFC Championship to go to the Super Bowl. The only one stopping them is the 49ers and the Eagles. A good thing because either the Eagles and the 49ers are going to either the Eagles are going to eliminate the 49ers or the 49ers are going to eliminate the Eagles or somehow the Buccaneers are going to eliminate the Eagles and then either lose to the 49ers or beat the 49ers to make it to the NFC Championship without Tom Brady.
Honestly, if it happens where they know what they're going to be able to do and manage to keep it going, then they're good to go. It's not a problem. It's just
Back, boys.
we're already
Welcome back in the
starting, buddy.
podcast.
Okay.
Kenny, I asked this to
Oh, I know.
Ren.
I'm here.
Kenny, I asked this to Ren a minute ago, so I want your thoughts real quick on this. So the
Ask away.
Cowboys, the Cowboys are in the second seed right now. They they're
Yes.
the way to get to the NFC Championship is if they can beat the Packers today and then beat whoever wins the game tonight between the Lions and Rams. Who how and the other part to get the NFC Championship game and to win it to make it to the Super Bowl is you got to beat either the Buccaneers, the Eagles, or the 49ers. What do you guys say about that?
I mean, my honest opinion is it's interesting to see how it goes tonight in the games. Because obviously, you all know I'm a Dallas fan, and I would love for the Cowboys to win tonight and advance into the championship.
Honestly, everybody wants that.
But
It,
we have to be careful because we all know how good Green Bay is.
exactly, it is true.
The thing is,
Not wrong
I
there.
told Ren earlier about
Why
how the
would
Packers.
it be mail on a Sunday, Dad?
I will tell you this, Kenny. I told Ren this earlier. Is the Packers were not that good in the beginning of the season, but closer to the end of
But you can.
close to the
But here's
regular
No,
season.
regular season. The
but there's a thing that people know that if they're not at the point where they're being underestimated as much, then there wouldn't be a problem. It's just that some people
However,
underestimate the team.
in these days of football, an upset is possible. Anything can happen.
That is true.
So in this
You
case,
can never count out any team.
guys, without being biased, who's the team
No
you think's
mail, by the way.
saying without
It's
being
Sunday. Why
biased?
would it be mail?
Saying without being biased, be perfectly honest. Pick who do y'all think's going to win this game today, and what's the final score?
I think it's going to be a blowout win for the Cowboys. So I'm going to say 40 to 7
All right, what
is
you
my
Ren?
guess.
What team you think's going to win, and what do you think the
Me,
final score
for
is going
me,
to be?
I'm not gonna expect much. So it could either be. So I'm going Cowboys. There's no joke there. But I think the score could either be
Oh my God, of
14
course.
for the Cowboys and then 7 for the Packers.
For Green Bay.
Uh,
Yep.
I'll be back.
You know what?
Again,
I'm going with Dallas too. I'm going Dallas 48 and Green Bay 21. No disrespect to the Green Bay Packers at all. They've had some good times, but here's the crazy thing about this game. Mike McCarthy has a lot
Mhm.
to lose. If y'all remember, Mike McCarthy was the head coach for many years on Green Bay, leading them to a Super Bowl. So if anybody knows how that Green Bay offense is ran, it's Mike McCarthy. And since he's the Dallas Cowboys head coach, that gives you an extra advantage since he worked for the other team for many years.
You're not wrong.
And if you look at the statistics of how Mike McCarthy's been in his coaching career in Green Bay, his first two seasons, he led the Green Bay Packers to playoff runs that were eliminated. But in his third season, he led them to a Super Bowl. And here we are in his third year with Dallas, and it's the time where they could possibly go to the Super Bowl. So excited to see what Mike McCarthy does today. I think Mike McCarthy's going to have something on the table today. I really think he will. Mm. 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 And they are calling this game the Ice Bowl.
No shit.
Because apparently it is snowing in
Pardon,
Dallas.
pardon, pardon my language on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
I know
they
this
said,
is supposed to be not a cursing zone, so my bad on that one.
yeah, I mean, I'll say this. They're saying this game right now, they're saying it's snowing in Arlington, Texas, but the roof is up. So that means no snow is going to get in and no air is going to get out. The fans are ready. The ball is ready to get kicked in the air. The Packers have the Packers have said they are going to receive since the Packers have won the coin toss. They have chosen to receive. Dallas will get the ball in the second half. One guy I want to say right now is Brandon Aubrey, the former USFL soccer kicker. He used to be a kicker in a soccer league, and the game is underway. And the kick is no good, and the Packers will start at their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10 with the first 15 minutes. One thing I
Not
got
surprised.
so right now, since week 11, Jordan Love has a 6-11 record right now, 6 wins and 11 losses. That is not while it may not be a very good record, it got him to the playoffs.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, it does get you into certain areas, but it's just depending on what you're gonna do. If you're gonna push it forward, you keep pushing forward. If you're not gonna keep pushing forward, then it's gonna end up messing you up big time.
Exactly. So second down, right? So now it's second down. Demarcus Lawrence would stop Aaron Jones from getting any kind of run going. I mean, you got Dubs, you got Christian Watson. Christian Watson wearing the number 9 jersey for Green Bay. There's no doubt that he's not good. He is damn good. If you think about last year when it came to and he's sacked on the play, 3rd down and 10, but there's a flag on the play. I think it's on Dallas. And the Dallas Cowboys will get the first penalty of the game. Deron Bland got the penalty, but it's okay. So it may be first and 10 right now, but the offense really isn't doing that well for the Green Bay Packers. It hasn't done good since Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback. Aaron Jones
Yeah,
is now
but it depends on how much it's depending right now. Because if you're not putting in the efforts, then what the hell is the point in you playing in the game for whatever reason?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And Aaron Jones, the Packers snap the ball, but the running back runs into his own teammate and gets tackled by number 33 of Damone Clark. If you're Micah Parsons on the Dallas Cowboy defense, you're wanting to get this sack, and Deron Bland is trying to get he's actually trying to get more plays done. Oh, and the ball is caught midfield by number 87 of the Green Bay Packers. First and 10 for the Packers. Dobbs with his first catch, but no, number 97 was all over Jordan Love too. And Dobbs is off the field for this play. So right now, 12 minutes, 38 seconds left to go. The ball is snapped. Here comes the rush. Number 80 with a catch. That is Melton. And the Packers are driving down the field. Look at Dallas. They got DeMarcus Lawrence, Odigizua, Hankins. You got linebackers like Micah Parsons, Damone Clark. And their secondaries being Stephon Gilmore, Jaron Curse, Donovan Wilson, Deron Bland, and Jordan Lewis. I mean, they got a lot of weapons here.
But it depends on how it's used now. You got to make sure it's used. If it's not used, then what's the point?
I mean, that you are right. I mean, I just want to know how good that Dallas is going to try to perform here. I mean, things could have changed in Green Bay that Mike McCarthy's used to. That Mike McCarthy's not used to. I mean, could be bringing out more
Well,
weapons.
well, well, it could be that, or it could be how it's performed. Because a lot of people end up like. Here's the thing: they perform at their highest, and that's a good thing. But not a lot of times their highest advantages gets them into the playoffs, and
Exactly.
that's what people get pissed off about. Like if you see somebody now, they'll be like, "Hey, look, I understand
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
fuck up, but can I get another or point to see what I messed up on?" No, you have to see that for yourself on where you messed up, what you did wrong,
Yeah.
and the more that's pushed, the more you're able to continue. It's not it's not calling out who's bad on their own. It's mainly figuring out what you're wanting. If you're wanting to get that pass through, that's what's going to happen. If you're not going to be able to make it, just figure out the error that you messed up on. That's all you need to do. And then if you work on it, you're good.
Yeah. So right now the Packers did get a first down right from the 40 and got it all the way down to what looks like the 25-yard line. I'm just gonna say I'm not a very big Packers fan, but I will give props to them. They are not the worst team in the NFL. That was the Panthers this season, but I will give credit
And
where credit's due.
if you guys are fans of the Panthers, my bad because knowing some people will possibly get pissed off on that. But in all honesty, we're just saying what we're saying. It's our opinion. We're not calling you guys out saying that just because they didn't do well that they're not the best of the best. We're just letting y'all know for that exact reason.
And hey, if y'all are Panthers fans and they're sucking, at least you get to go to the games at a cheaper price than what they could be. And the Packers are out of bounds at the probably 15-yard line. I will say this: Mike McCarthy. I think he's more worried right now because he knows the team that the Cowboys are facing today is a team that he knows how hard they play and how crazy they play. Cowboys have not beaten the Packers yet.
But they can, though. They can if they know how to play every single run right, every single pass, whatever they got to do to manage to push forward, they can. You, not a lot of people will have doubt on them.
One thing I know about the Dallas Cowboys is when it comes to games like this, you got to be careful because I'm not going to lie to you. When it comes to red zone defense, the Cowboys are definitely one of the best that has the best red zone defense. and, and, and here's the Dallas Cowboys stopping the play and about third and probably six, third and goal, third and five.
Do you think there's a worry mostly for for the Green Bay Packer fans, or no?
I think coming into a game like this, knowing that you're facing the number 2 seed in the NFC, and this is for a chance to go to the Super Bowl, I think the pressure's on for all teams. But
Yeah,
knowing that the Packers have the lowest record, I think the pressure's on them a lot.
you're not wrong there. You're not wrong.
And DeMarcus Lawrence of the Dallas Cowboys have got a neutral zone infraction penalty, and now the Packers are going to be 3rd and 2. If they don't get this, Dallas is good with stopping the runs. So I don't know if they're going to get it, but they could. The ball is snapped, and it is touchdown, Packers. The, the Packers score first, and the player throws it to a Packers fan.
Well, it
This
looks
is
like there's going to be a push after all.
now I will say this. I know that we were just talking about the pressure being on, but I think now knowing that Dallas is behind by now 7-0 now, and it's only the first quarter, 7 minutes left to go in the first, and Dallas might have a chance here to show what they're made of. And Dallas is good at these, especially since they're undefeated at home. They've been down by a few points before at home. But what really matters is getting on that board because this is not like any other game. You can't just come back the next week. It's all or nothing here in the playoffs.
The only way you got to make sure that you're doing that is by pushing yourself a lot more. If they're not pushing themselves, depending on what plays they throw in, it's not going to help them, especially if they're going to be stuck in that same play.
Yeah.
And if they're stuck into that, that's not going to help them. 100%, that's not going to help them.
I'm just saying, like, I think what Mike McCarthy's seeing right now, he knows what to do. And you got Dan Quinn, who's the defensive coordinator up in the booth up top, and he's telling the defense what type of plays to do. And now that the first possession is over for the Packers, now the Dallas Cowboys know what to expect. They know how the runs are going to go, how the passes are going to go, and how to avoid these penalties. But they need to work a little harder to make sure these penalties aren't frequent.
Exactly.
Now, as a Dallas fan, that's the hardest thing to do. Is you come in here waiting for a chance at the Super Bowl, and knowing that you've been cheated out so much, knowing that all the stuff that you've done in this regular season is for nothing because you get eliminated in either the first round or the second round.
Exactly. But the problem about that is that it's not just depending on the rounds that you've done. N- No, not the rounds, but the playoffs that you've done over in those moments, because it's not just based on that. It's based on the fact that if you're good enough to make sure you're still known for what you just did or not. Nowadays, you got to
Yeah,
put in the best effort.
yeah, yeah,
There's no best effort, and what's the point? Like right now, you would have to see how far they're willing to go.
yeah,
If they're
yeah,
not willing to go that far, then there's no point. No, there's no point into it.
yeah, yeah. And here we go. The kick. Dak Prescott ready to get out there. The kicker for the Packers has now officially kicked the ball, and it's in the air. The game's back underway. 7 minutes and 8 seconds left. Turpin is gonna receive the kick and get it out about to the 28-yard line. And there's a fight going on. We know there's not. Yeah, there is. The Packers started a fight with one of the Dallas Cowboys, aka Turpin, the kick returner.
Uh-oh.
Mm. So
That's not good.
here comes Dallas. Here comes Dak Prescott. He's got a weapon in C.D. Lamb, Michael Gallup, and Jason Tolbert and Brandon Cooks. But you got running back like Tony Pollard that can get out in the open quickly. And a special thing today is Ezekiel Elliott is at the Cowboys game today, sitting with the Dallas Cowboys. I, I mean, Ezekiel Elliott may be a New England Patriot player, but right now, just having Ezekiel
I
Elliott there is good. Are you watching the Cowboy game, Kenny?
no, I can't. I have no way to watch it.
You can go on Microsoft Edge on your Xbox and type in GoStreams.tv. You'll find it.
I
So right now, I'm going to tell you, um, like I said, Ren, you were talking to me earlier about that. Now that the Cowboys are here and know what to expect from the Packers offense, it may be Packers 7-0, but they know what Dak's about. Dak is good in situations that have a lot of pressure.
But
And
not just
Dak,
it's not just the pressure itself, it's depending on what they're going to do for the
oh,
rest of it.
Dak with a scramble, and Dak scrambles all the way to the 50-yard line. First down, Dallas. These players didn't give a chance. These people were about to pop Dak Prescott. Dallas already first and 10 at the 50. Ball is
Well,
snapped, and ball is shot all the way to Peyton Hendershot.
now they're pushing, which is good. That's good because if there's no push, there's nothing.
Second down and 10. So second and 10. They didn't get no yards on this one. So right now the Cowboys record this season is 10-0 when they score first. But when they score second, they're 6-2. And they get a play of 2 yards there on second and 10. So now it's third down. What do you do if you're the Cowboys right now, Kenny and Ren? What would you do if you're the Cowboys knowing you're on third and 8? Do you try to shoot for Brandon Cooks or do you try to go for your star in C.D. Lamb?
I would mostly just go for the first one because automatically I wouldn't trust my star as much. I know a lot of people would say it's kind of dumb that it would rather be passed to the star, but no. Sometimes you have to pass it to someone else just so they can at least you can at least see what they're made of.
So Cowboys do try to trust CD Lamb and go for him, but their star has failed. 4th and 8. The Cowboys are going to
Yep.
punt to the
See,
Packers.
see, you can't just keep giving it to the star when you think he's gonna possibly make it. If the star makes it, he makes it. If he doesn't make it, then there's no point.
I think
I'm
there
not
was a
calling. I'm not calling it out, thinking that I just know why it could be. It's just there's sometimes at points you got to give it to the person that you think has it, but some people think the star would possibly do it a lot more than the next person.
so here's the pin. So this is the situation right now. Cowboys just got screwed over. They don't drop a penalty flag for the Packers roughing the kicker on for roughing the kicker for I'll say Dallas didn't even rough the kid. Well, no, not Dallas. So the Packers roughed the kicker of Dallas, and now they didn't call the flag for that, but they did call the flag for the receiving player of the Packers falling when the Cowboy didn't even touch him. First down and 15 yards. So Packers do have the ball back with the score being 7-0 Packers. Kenny, so here's a question for you. You
All right, what's up?
the Cowboys, even though they did punt, they did try to trust CD Lamb, but it didn't happen. So knowing that your first drive didn't work out, what do you got to do to get into the lead? What do you got to do to get your first touchdown against this trailing Packers offense?
Sure.
I mean, when it comes to Dallas, I think the thing is you got to throw to who you're comfortable with. And if he wasn't able to get anywhere, I think Dak could have easily scrambled and got somewhere. But
That's why you got to like sometimes you can trust your instinct thinking that the star can do it, but sometimes your instincts could go from
yeah,
getting that win to either a loss at that point of the fucking pass. So I'm just saying,
yeah, yeah.
even though people might not agree, I know, oh, you guys might think I'm just saying it out of my ass, but am I bad again since I said the word again? But it's honestly who's gonna end up pushing it forward. Is it gonna be the person that you think
Yeah.
has the right reason, even though he's the not the star of it, but he knows how to do what he needs to do, or you're gonna give it to the star that has every right to catch it, but sometimes might lose the opportunity to get it.
I mean, here's the one thing I don't get is because we've seen some upsets this week. I mean, people thought the Dolphins were. People thought
Whole
so.
lot of
So
that.
here's the thing. Yesterday, um, Miami, the Dolphins come into Kansas City and Arrowhead Stadium to go and win, and they don't score very high. They get eliminated. Kansas City moves on. Then you have the Texans who thought well they were going to get the floor wiped with them, and the Browns win. Didn't happen. The score ended
That's why.
54 to
That's
14.
why. That's why. That's the thing. You can't expect all things to happen at first. People right now, I understand. Some people are going to get upset. Some people are not going to like the outcome of what is told. it's because the teams you pick, sure, they're gonna end up winning, or they might lose. It don't matter. To me, it don't matter because you can win, you can lose. It don't matter.
Yeah,
A lot of people can win in certain things, but if you're gonna continue to think that that's what's gonna get you farther, that's not gonna help because it's not
yeah,
built within that point. If you're gonna build it,
yeah.
build it. If you're not gonna build it, Jesus, like understand, it's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
Sometimes the plays you pick will get you far, but it won't get you far enough. Just like what they did to the Miami Dolphins. They did okay until they got run down like a freaking trash bin. So honestly, I can't explain what happened. I cannot say that this is what could have happened. If it happened, that's what happened. You cannot change it. Nobody can change it.
I
So if
think
it so if it changes, it's not going to be good.
I think the Miami
Either way.
Dolphins. I think all their fans thought they would have did a little bit better. I mean, especially since you got Tyreek Hill, Tua Tagovailoa, who seemed to be two players that were MVP worthy.
But that's the thing. People reflect on that. Some people reflect on that a little too much. Even though I know for a fact you can't just reflect on it. You have to see how good they're playing now. We're not talking about I don't care about past achievements that they won.
Yeah,
And people may hate me for that when I say it, but automatically I don't care. If
yeah,
the person had past achievements where they did it
yeah,
before, good. That's good. But we're not talking about that now. We're talking about what is
yeah.
present now. If the person
Exactly.
still knows how to do it, but does not capture the moment right there, then you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and refix what you fucking did.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, I want to say this, like you said. I mean, you can't change what happened, and especially in the playoffs, you can't change that. You're going home whether you like it or not.
And that's the sad thing about it. And like again, you're putting so much like effort into these games just to make it to the Super Bowl. If you like, it just sucks, you know.
Yeah,
Because imagine you get injured, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose players where it's gonna be important for them.
yeah. And here's the other
Exactly.
thing. I mean,
You're
and
wrong.
y'all know as well as I know when it comes to the playoffs, the pressure is on. No matter what team you are, no matter what who the head coach is, the pressure is on.
Yeah.
You think that the pressure is bad in the regular season? It's worse when it gets to the wild cards.
But here's the big part about it. Some people expect it that it's easy to make it into it like that. You can't just do that until you think something else is going to happen. Honestly, who would make it? Okay, if you had to see one of your favorite players get crumbled so badly that you wouldn't want to watch it again, finding out that he got injured, or way worse, he could even be torn from that whole part and won't ever play again.
Fourth and
Think about
nine. Dallas has now got the Packers on fourth and nine. The Packers will indeed punt this time.
it. But this is what I'm saying. If you're going to believe too much into the point where someone is going to prove themselves most of the time because they're the star player of the team, you got another thing coming. That's not going to work.
No, I do.
Honestly, honestly, I'm just going to say this, and people, I can tell you, if you're going to hate me for this, whatever. That's not my problem.
No, I do
But
have. Go ahead.
but if you fail on one attempt in the first round, that's because you didn't get to see what was going on. Not a lot of people, and this is including in every goddamn sports right now. Any sport that you're in, you have to see what you're looking at, and you got to learn from it. Like
Yeah,
you have to do your homework on it. Honestly, if you don't look at the homework of what you're seeing your opponents do, What's going to make you benefit better?
Yeah, and I want to take say something about how these wide receivers, how C.D. Lamb was trying to go over that catch earlier, and like you said, going to your star player is not always the good idea because there's sometimes that he's not the one to go for, and definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
As a wide receiver myself, you got to be watching where the quarterback is throwing and be there when the ball gets there. You got to be looking over your shoulder, got to be making the routes, getting yourself open for the passes. CD Lamb is normally good at that, but at that point
But
of time, he wasn't ready.
because you can pick the best of the best to make a statement, to make it look awesome, to make him look like the biggest sensation of the year, but it doesn't benefit from the fact that a person like that now could ever be in the top of the league. You can just expect one guy to do the best part. You can expect the other guy to do it too. But at the end of the day, no one will be better until they get in the more of the practice that they need. So
And you are right. I mean, practice makes perfect. And when it comes to these, for wide receivers, all that practice is for one thing. That's why you got training camp. That's why you got practices before the game. You got to be ready for that.
exactly,
You got to have a game plan coming into these games. If you don't have a game plan, then you don't have nothing heading to the game. You're just heading into it straight
there's
on.
nothing in there. That's just gonna show it. They're not gonna care later on because, like, honestly, do you think now for any player in general or any person that plays sports,
I'll be
any
back.
type of sport,
I'm gonna go do
with
shit again, so I'll talk to you guys soon.
mhm.
All right, we'll keep you updated. Can't wait to see you again, Kenny. What
But
were you?
at all points, seriousness, if you have someone that's willing to push in the efforts again and again and again, that's how you'll recognize the person.
Yeah,
Even though he might be underrated to some people, it don't matter.
yeah,
He's putting his efforts to push his career further on the line. If you don't see that, then there's no point in you understanding. That's
yeah,
basically it.
yeah.
There's
So
no criticism.
right now, the Cowboys have it 1st and 10 on their own 7 yard line, and I'm going to be honest, Brandon. I see Dallas having a chance to win this game, but it's going to take a lot. I mean, starting from your own seven, that's the most difficult thing you could have.
Yeah, but it happens though. That's the one thing. It happens, even though it's not good at times. It happens.
Yeah. Dallas tried to. So Dak Prescott tried to throw a hail mary, but but he didn't get it.
You see, you gotta see how you're gonna be able to hit the plays right. Not everybody's perfect on that.
Second
You
and
can
ten.
throw you can throw it, but
Ball's been snapped. Ball is in the hands of C.D. Lamb, who gains only a few yards. Third down and about probably 5 or 6.
do you okay? Do you think do you? Here's a question for you. Do you think in general, any person that you pick on the team, or even if they've been drafted to a new team, do you think they'll do better or they won't?
I think it just takes practice to say that. I mean, practice helps anybody get better. And I mean, think back to how
Exactly.
many and and we got a update in the game. Touchdown Packers. Pick six for the Packers. Make it 14-0 Packers.
So it looks like they're pushing it even more now.
Oh, they're calling it reviewed, and they said the player was down by contact, which means the Packers will have the ball, but in a bad place. So Dallas throwing a pick here.
Damn, not good. Not gonna be good. May not know much on this, but I'm gonna just say it. It happens though. It does happen just for a few people.
This is not good for Dallas. I mean, you give up, you just got the ball back and you give up the ball after not even a lot of time. I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah. You can expect the team to have one of the best defenses or the best offenses, but not all of them will succeed in some of the places like that. I'm just saying it because it happens to a lot of teams where they
Yeah,
never even make it past the, like you said, none of them make it past the first round, and it looks like an embarrassment at first.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Dallas. So the Green Bay Packers now have the ball inside the Cowboys 10-yard line, and for me, I'm just gonna go with I'm just gonna go off on a limb here and say, I mean, there's a lot of people that are underestimating the Packers. I underestimated the Packers, but I can't anymore. I mean, they're good.
And they are.
I think the Packers might be caught for holding. Might be number 85. Yep, number 85, Kraft.
But you,
With a holding penalty, this ball is coming back. I don't know, guys. I'm just saying, like, what? I'm just like, holy shit. I mean, it is commercial time. Here we go. No, actually, it's in the. We're live at the moment on YouTube. Go ahead. Go ahead. And as y'all can see, this is my beautiful Buffalo Bills fan, Nancy Stammer. Our team sucks, but we still love her anyways. I just kidding. I just kidding. Her team is good. That's why they're in the playoffs. So, we have a question. So, how do you think the Cowboys are doing? They just threw a pick. Now it's here's the funny thing. It's 7-0 Packers. Packers might be at. This is the score. I mean, Cowboys have had 0 pass yards. They've had 32 total yards. All right, Ren, what are your thoughts now since Dallas threw that pick and now Packers may actually have a chance to score again?
looks like it could. I'm gonna just say this: they could have to make a big comeback, but
Yeah,
that's a big ass maybe.
yeah. I mean,
So
we're here in the
I'm
second
just saying,
quarter too.
Could be a maybe. Yeah, it could be a big maybe. I can't say that they'll be able to get it. I'm not 100%. So because some people do say, yeah, they can make sure to get that positioning, but no, not a lot of times they can. So if you're thinking that they're gonna get it within the first couple minutes, you
Yeah.
got to give it a while because they're not that quick.
And Aaron Jones, touchdown Packers.
And also, if are there anything other than that, anything else that doesn't make it into like a good point? It depends because not a lot of people do.
Yeah. I think Dallas just needs to do something. I mean, right now it's only 14 to nothing. It's still a close game. They can still score, take the ball back
You're,
and score again. They just can't be throwing picks like that.
yeah, but sometimes even though they're not able to do that as much, they got to push forward. Still, it don't matter if you're not doing too much on it. It's the fact if you're going to continue to know how to do it. If you're throwing picks, yeah, that's good, but sometimes it's a big point where if someone loses that opportunity where they can't do it perfectly, then what's good? How good is it going to be?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen how players are now? They get a struggle. It's hard. It's really hard to maintain it. No lie there, but it it's not pretty. It is not pretty.
Yeah. I really think
That's why if you're like if you're fans of these people, yeah, just know be you guys will say like, bro, they should have done this. They should have done something different. Yeah, they can, but it's depending on the plays that the coaches give them. It's not on what we decide.
oh yeah, I mean imagine if the fans could control the plays. Like here's the funny thing.
Not, not just that. Especially imagine if it was someone that was very wise on what they're trying to go for.
I'm gonna
You'll know that quick.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna take you back to the Dolphins and Broncos game at the beginning of the season when the Dolphins won 70-20. The coach got so comfortable with the Dolphins, he started going up to the fans and letting them pick plays. I mean, with a lead in the 70s and you know your opponent's in the 20s, you have time to do that shit. That is actually amazing. Letting the fans have a little fun.
Yeah, because they're the ones that watch the plays every time, and also plus when they're on the show. Oh, of the point where they're looking at it, they're looking at
Yeah, yeah.
a spectacular sport coming into play, but sometimes they'll have to come in with a different idea. Like they'll pitch it, and if it works, hell, you'll know that'll work because it'll depend.
Dallas is now back out for the kick. I mean, I'm just gonna say this. It may be 14 to nothing at the moment, but rest assured, Dallas knows what it takes to be behind by a few points and then get back in there. They just need to be more focused on the run. Stop Dobbs from getting open in the middle. When it comes to the Packers, Cowboys only had them punt once, but they gave it right back. Now the Cow,
Exactly.
now the Cowboys are on the side of the field that they score most on. Pollard with a good run from the 10 all the way to about the 26-yard line. Babe, how bad's the snow out there? Has it calmed down or is it a lot higher now? Or has it stopped? Now Dallas Dallas now Dallas has snapped the ball back to Pollard up the center again, and they're leaning on the running with Pollard. That's got him up to about the 34-yard line. You gotta
Like
have
right now, you got to see how far you're able to push. Even if it's not far enough, you got to push it still.
I mean, these first two plays they've handed off to Pollard have got him downfield so good. They went from the 10 all the way down to about the 30 right now. Second and 3, back to Pollard they go. But he's been stopped. It's 3rd and 3. They're gonna have to try something. Dallas is good with these 3rd and 3 plays, but it's gonna take some kind of miracle to stay in it. There they go, snapping the ball, 3rd and 3. They got Rico Dongle and first down Dallas. And now it is now 1st and 10 again. Dallas gonna throw it, and it's caught. No, incomplete by CeeDee Lamb.
There has to be a way to perfect it at times too. That's one thing that some of the players have to struggle with too.
Here's the crazy thing, though. All season long, CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott have been weapons this season. CeeDee Lamb's caught almost everything that Dak's thrown. In this game alone, he has no catches and has had a loss of yards multiple times. And the ball is caught on the other side of the 40. Ferguson with a first down, huge first down, as they are in Packer territory. Ball is snapped. Oh, to Brandon Cooks, the wide receiver reverse, and they tried it, and that is a second down, but definitely a good play. So right now, Dallas is driving downfield. If they don't get this touchdown, they can easily get a field goal. Third down. This is going to be a
But it
third down right
but
now.
it's on what they need right now. If they can do it, they can do it. If they can't do it, then it's not going to be good.
Even if they can get a field goal, I call that a win to get some points on the board before you go into the second half. No, there's 10 minutes left until you go to halftime. You got to get something put on the board at least right now.
Yep.
And Dak Prescott has been sacked on the play. Fourth down. Fourth down. What? Pepsi. Pepsi. Thank you. I'm trying to figure out. So I'm just gonna say this. I think Dallas is having a hard time with getting the ball up. I mean, getting it downfield is no problem right now for the Dallas Cowboys. It's staying consistent is the thing. I mean, right now they're not being consistent. It's a worry for Dallas. And if you're a Dallas fan, you're upset with how this game's turned out. You got multiple penalties called on you and everything.
You're not wrong there. You are not wrong.
And Dallas is gonna punt again. And the Packers will have the ball back. So I don't know. I I'm having a hard time believing that Dallas can actually do this. And they're trying, but I don't know.
Yeah, but you can't start doubting at first, because if you start doubting, it shows that automatically, even at times like this, it's difficult.
Yeah,
Like, I know half of the times I would doubt, but
yeah. MJF, Adam Cole. I'm I'm just wondering. Dallas is having a tough day. I'm just gonna say that.
yep.
And he got smoked already. Here we go. Now it's third and short. Dang.